Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once.
Hey, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
The final exam. I'm not fully prepared yet.
Well, don't worry too much. You still have 3 days.
Yeah, but 3 days will fly past in a wink.
Well, you still have time to cram things in your brain anyway.
Question 1. Why is the man looked worried?
You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Hey, I just got back from my 3rd route and we've got a problem. One of the packages meant for Harrow Road never made it on the truck. It's still in the depot.
That's strange. Wasn't that route scanned and loaded this morning?
It was. I scanned everything like usual, but this parcel must have been placed in the wrong bin. It's labeled correctly, but I found it sitting near the return section.
Oh no, that one's for Mr. Langley, right? He's been calling about that item for 2 days. It's medical equipment. Timing is crucial.
Exactly, and by the time I found it, I was already halfway through my afternoon drop-offs.
All right, we can't afford another delay. Let me check if anyone else is still heading toward that area, or maybe we can arrange a courier pickup. Hang on a second.
What most likely caused the delivery issue?
Why is the coordinator particularly worried about this package? What does Omar's reaction indicate about the timing of his discovery?
You will hear the second section of the conversation shortly.
Okay, I checked. Unfortunately, all other drivers have completed their routes for the day. But if we act fast, I might be able to schedule an emergency courier through our partner service.
That could work. I'm technically done for the day, but I don't mind dropping it off myself if that's faster. I know the area.
You'd do that? It's a bit out of the way considering where you are now.
Yeah, but I'd rather fix it today than let Mr. Langley wait again. He sounded frustrated the last time I spoke to him.
That's really appreciated, Omar. Let me call him to confirm he's home. If so, I'll update the system and mark it as an off-route priority delivery.
Perfect. Just text me the exact house number and any delivery notes. I'll take it straight there after I top off fuel.
You saved us on this one. I'll get on the phone with him right now.
What is the main reason the coordinator is surprised by Omar's offer? Why does Omar mention fueling before delivery? How does the conversation reflect Omar's work ethic?
You will hear the third section of the conversation shortly.
Okay, confirmed. Mr. Langley is home and very grateful. I added a note in the system and cleared you to make the drop.
Great. I've got the package in the van now. I'll head out right after I fill up. Should be there in about 25 minutes.
Thanks, Omar. Honestly, this could have gone sideways. I'll also flag the misplacement issue to warehouse operations. This isn't the first time something's landed near returns by mistake.
Yeah, it's been happening more. I think we need clear sorting signs or maybe retrain the night shift crew. Some items are just being dumped wherever there's space.
I'll bring it up in tomorrow's team call. Your input really helps when trying to improve workflow. And thanks again for going the extra mile today, literally.
No problem at all. I'd rather deal with it head-on than leave it for someone else. Just glad we caught it in time.
Keep me posted once it's delivered. I'll notify customer service to close the case.
Will do. Heading out now.
What does the coordinator's reaction suggest about the handling of logistics issues in the past? Why is the coordinator likely to flag the misplacement issue?
You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Wow, Lily, it's been forever. I can't believe how long it's been since we last saw each other.
Jack, I know, right? I think the last time was Aunt Maria's wedding. What, 3 years ago?
That sounds about right. You were still in college then, weren't you?
Yep, I was finishing my second year. Now I'm working full-time at a marketing firm in Seattle.
That's amazing. I always knew you'd end up doing something creative. How's work treating you?
Honestly, it's a mix of exciting and exhausting. The deadlines can be brutal, but I do enjoy the brainstorming sessions and campaign launches. What about you? Last I heard you were working on your startup?
Still am. It's been a roller coaster. I'm developing an app that helps small businesses manage their inventory. It's slowly gaining traction, but funding has been a constant challenge.
That sounds really useful. Inventory management is such a pain point for small shops. Are you working solo or with a team?
I've got a small team, 3 people, including myself. We work remotely, but we meet once a week in person. It's tough, but I love the flexibility.
That's great. I've always admired how you go after what you believe in. Do you ever think of moving closer to the city?
Maybe. Right now, being in the suburbs keeps my costs down, and it's not too far from clients. What about you? Still living in the city center?
Yes, but rent is crazy. I've thought about moving, but I love being close to work and all the cafes. Plus, I just joined a weekend pottery class nearby.
Pottery. That's new. Since when?
Just started 2 months ago. It's surprisingly therapeutic. Helps me disconnect from screens and deadlines. What do you do to unwind?
I've picked up hiking. Nothing too serious, but I found a few good trails around here. It clears my head and gives me a break from coding.
We've really grown up, huh? I still remember us fighting over video games during summer holidays.
And sneaking cookies from Grandma's kitchen. Some things never change. I saw you eyeing those chocolate chip ones earlier.
Guilty. I already grabbed 2. So, are you sticking around long today?
Yeah, I'm staying till dinner, hoping to catch up with some of the cousins. What about you?
Same here. I might help Aunt Rachel with dessert later. It's nice to just relax and chat without rushing somewhere.
I agree. It's funny how fast life moves. We should definitely not wait another 3 years to do this.
Absolutely. Let's make it a point to meet up next time I'm visiting Mom and Dad. Maybe grab a coffee.
Deal. It's really good to see you, Lily.
You too, Jack. Let's not lose touch again.
What does Lily seem to prioritize, despite high living costs? What aspect of Jack's work situation offers him a notable benefit? What does Lily's tone reveal about her current job? What can be inferred about Jack's character from the conversation? What emotion is subtly suggested when Jack mentions sneaking cookies?
You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good morning, Rachel. It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming in today.
Good morning, Mr. Collins. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited to learn more about the position.
Great. Let's start with the role itself. You've applied for the position of marketing coordinator. This role is a mix of campaign planning, social media management, and supporting our marketing analytics team. You'd be collaborating with both internal departments and external vendors.
That sounds interesting. Could you tell me more about the day-to-day responsibilities?
Of course. On a typical day, you'd be drafting content for newsletters, scheduling social media posts, and attending strategy meetings. You'll also assist in organizing promotional events and gathering data for monthly reports. Attention to detail and time management are key.
I have experience managing social media campaigns and writing blog content. That aligns well. What's the team structure like?
You'll be working under the senior marketing manager. The team consists of 2 designers, 1 content writer, and a digital analyst. It's a close-knit team, so communication and flexibility are essential.
That sounds like a dynamic environment. I was also curious about the benefits package your company offers.
Certainly. We provide a competitive benefits package that includes health, dental, and vision insurance. Employees are also eligible for a wellness stipend and an annual performance bonus.
That's great. Is there support for professional development?
Yes, we offer an annual learning allowance, which can be used for online courses, certifications, or attending industry conferences. We believe in helping our employees grow professionally.
I really appreciate that. What's the policy on remote work?
We follow a hybrid model. You'll be expected to work in the office 3 days a week, and the other 2 days are remote. Flexibility is offered, especially for personal or family needs.
That's ideal. Lastly, what's the next step in the hiring process?
After today's conversation, we'll review all interview notes and shortlist candidates for a second round, which will involve a task-based assessment. You'll be notified within a week.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. I'm genuinely enthusiastic about this opportunity.
You're welcome, Rachel. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
What does the team structure imply about interpersonal expectations? What can be inferred about the company's stance on work-life balance? What's implied about the company's investment in skill development? Why might time management be emphasized for this role? What does the second interview round suggest about the hiring process? What's the significance of the wellness stipend?
You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu.
Yesterday afternoon, a passenger plane was forced to make an emergency landing at Greenfield International Airport following a critical technical malfunction. The flight, operated by SkyJet Airlines, was en route from New York City to Chicago when the incident occurred. According to the airline and airport officials, approximately 45 minutes after takeoff, the pilots detected a sudden loss of cabin pressure, combined with unusual engine fluctuations. These warning signs prompted the flight crew to declare an emergency and initiate an immediate return to the nearest airport. Air traffic controllers coordinated swiftly to clear the runway and prepare emergency response teams, including fire services and medical personnel, for the incoming plane. The aircraft touched down safely after approximately 20 minutes of descent, with all 150 passengers and crew members on board reported to be unharmed. Passengers described the experience as tense, but commended the professionalism and calm demeanor of the flight attendants and pilots throughout the ordeal. The crew handled everything perfectly. We felt reassured the entire time, said one passenger, Sarah Martinez. Preliminary investigations by SkyJet Airlines and aviation safety authorities have identified a malfunction in one of the aircraft's oxygen supply systems as the cause of the sudden cabin pressure drop. Engineers are conducting a detailed inspection to determine the root cause and prevent future occurrences. The airline has promised full support to all passengers, offering alternate flights and accommodations. Authorities have confirmed that there were no injuries or fatalities resulting from the emergency landing, and the incident is being treated as a successful safety response. Greenfield International Airport resumed normal operations 2 hours after the emergency landing. SkyJet Airlines has stated it will release a full report once the investigation is complete. This incident highlights the importance of rigorous maintenance and prompt action by flight crews in ensuring passenger safety during unexpected technical problems.
You will listen to a 2 minutes video. Then 8 questions appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
All right, team. Let's keep this quick but productive. With the growing number of reservations lately, we need to talk about optimizing both our service speed and perhaps refreshing the menu. Any thoughts?
Absolutely. I've been thinking, while our current menu has its strengths, I believe the sheer number of items might be slowing things down. I mean, when half the kitchen is tied up making something like the duck à l'orange, which only 3 people ordered last week.
True, Elena, but let's not forget it's also one of our signature dishes. Cutting it entirely might disappoint some of our regulars. What if we revise the preparation method instead? Maybe pre-marinating or prepping certain elements earlier in the day.
That's a fair compromise. But speaking of the menu, have you both considered introducing a rotating weekly special instead of adding new permanent dishes?
I love that idea. It gives us creative freedom without overwhelming the line cooks. Plus, it could encourage repeat visits from guests who want to try something new each time.
Sure, but we'd need to train the servers thoroughly. They already struggle remembering the wine pairings, let alone a dish that changes every 7 days.
Fair point. Maybe we can start small, a bi-weekly special, and see how the staff adjusts. Also, I notice service bottlenecks mostly occur at the plating station, not the actual cooking line.
That's because plating takes time, especially with the garnishes and drizzles. It looks beautiful, but under pressure, it's a slowdown.
What if we simplify plating for certain items during peak hours? Like a weekday versus weekend presentation model.
Interesting. That could work, though we'll have to make sure customers don't feel like they're getting less value midweek.
Maybe the difference can be in visual flair, not portion size or taste. We can keep it elegant but less elaborate.
Perfect. Let's test that for 2 weeks and monitor feedback. Also, we may want to consider digital table ordering to speed things up front of house. No more waiting for a server just to place a drink order.
Not a bad idea, but you know some of our older patrons might prefer human interaction.
Which is why we'd offer both options. The key is balance. Efficiency without losing the personal touch.
You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
Public transport has long been a subject of discussion, especially when it comes to accessibility and affordability. In recent years, the question of whether it should be free for everyone has sparked a range of opinions from city planners, commuters, and environmental advocates alike. Many argue that making public transportation free could significantly benefit lower-income communities. They emphasize that daily bus and train fares, even if seemingly small, can be burdensome when added up over time. For some people, these costs are enough to limit their mobility and opportunities. Advocates believe that removing fare barriers would promote equal access to education, jobs, and healthcare, creating a more inclusive urban environment. From an environmental angle, supporters often highlight that offering free public transport could reduce the number of cars on the road. This could lower greenhouse gas emissions, reduce traffic congestion, and lead to cleaner air. Urban sustainability researchers point out that incentivizing public transport use is a critical step toward greener cities, and free fares could make that transition easier. On the other hand, transportation authorities and economic planners raise concerns about the financial viability of such a system. While fares often make up only a portion of transport funding, they still contribute significantly to the overall budget. Without them, governments would need to find alternative revenue sources, possibly through higher taxes or budget cuts in other public services. Some argue that the idea sounds appealing in theory, but could be difficult to sustain in the long term. Others express concern that free access might lead to overcrowding and overuse. Without fare barriers, public transport could become less efficient, especially during peak hours. Commuters who rely on these services for work might experience delays or discomfort due to higher passenger loads. Transport officials often mention the risk of increased maintenance and wear on vehicles, which could further strain city budgets and impact service quality. Still, some cities have experimented with partial or full fare-free systems and report mixed results. The opinions differ widely, shaped by factors such as city size, funding structures, population density, and political priorities.